The Incredible Hulk, mild-mannered man becomes violent tempest. This is low-key a look. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This messy hair is a look. New love interest. Blah. That was bad. Hello YouTube, my name is Grace and welcome to my channel. So today we're doing day 3. If you guys want to see, I made this shirt in my last vid. But and I excuse the crazy hair. I kind of like the look. Okay, anyways, we are going to be doing day 3 of Who Will Do What by When. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed my last couple videos. If you guys want me to go fast, or you want me to do 2 chapters a video, maybe even 3, or just kind of like just tell me what you want. Let's see. So we are on the aftermath today. Yesterday, quick recap, we just got into the situation. We learned about all the characters, and I did explain what I thought about all the characters in the book and what I think they're representing and what they're going to be leading to. So let's just get right into it. So aftermath. Jake pushed himself back from the head of the 20-foot cherry wood conference table, loosened his tie, and slumped deep into his red leather chair. He wistfully looked around the beautiful conference room with its expensive artwork, luxurious spruce green oriental carpet, and tasteful brass decorative accessories. He loved this room. So many of his sales triumphs had been announced here. Now it felt like a crime scene. Things had changed. Instead of the highly successful salesman, he was now the lowly, unsuccessful manager. His thoughts shifted from his underperforming team to his underperforming self. Not only had his circumstances changed, he had changed too. Jake had always thought of himself as a good guy, enjoyable to be around, caring, and respectful. But the stress of his new position had morphed him into an insensitive, disrespectful guy who would just embarrass his colleagues in front of each other. He felt as if he were starring in an episode of The Incredible Hulk. Mild-mannered man becomes violent tempest. Good grief, he thought as he reflected on the meeting. What did I just do? What is going on with me? I'm becoming the manager I always disliked when I was a rep. Is there something about becoming a manager that makes a guy go stupid? Jake's thoughts quickly turned to the events of 3 days earlier. It would be a long time before he forgot the quiet warning Chuck Helfer delivered to him as he was preparing to leave the home office in Belton, New Jersey. That one sentence still rang in his ears. If you don't pull your team out of this slump and get your fingers up where they belong, I'm not sure we can justify keeping you in management. Jake understood that as Senior Vice President of Sales, Chuck had no choice in making the situation clear to him. He had done it kindly, although firmly. Blah. That was bad. He had done it kindly, although firmly. Chuck had always supported him. Jake knew that he would never have been promoted to district sales manager without Chuck's endorsement. He couldn't let Chuck down. He couldn't let himself down either. For that matter, he couldn't let his team down by letting them get away with his dismal performance. Somehow he had to whip them into shape, help them get their enthusiasm back, and get them together. But how? How would he fight an enemy he couldn't even define? The one thing he did not want was to go back to being a sales representative. Although he was very good at it, that would be a step backwards on his career path, and he didn't think other people, especially his girlfriend Christine, would understand that. Ooh, Christine, a new love interest. Interesting. Okay. Christine, Jake said to himself. The thought of her gave him a moment's reprieve. At least one thing in my life is going well. You go. A senior nurse at Georgetown University Hospital, Christine was right where she wanted to be, and she had worked hard to get there. Jake admired her so much. Actually, it was more than that. He loved her. He knew she just wanted to get married and start a family, but he just couldn't think about that right now. He had to straighten out this mess at work, and he had to do it pronto. He knew something was fundamentally wrong, but he had no idea what it was. This year, Freedom Mutual was doing something special for its top producing offices. Instead of taking only its top performing representatives and managers to the National Sales Convention in New York, every member of each office that finished in the top 10% gets to go. But Jake's original goal of having his whole team qualify for the trip now seems like a joke. Jake had been able to attend the convention for the past 8 years as a top sales representative for Freedom Mutual. He knew this event was a big league way of saying thank you and wanted his team to experience the satisfaction and the fun that came with it. Jake had a plan for getting this group there, but they weren't helping. Jake had told them numerous times that they needed to set at least 10 new appointments a week to get enough new people into the pipeline, but they kept falling short. A team-wide sales slump. It seemed as though they didn't even care about their own paycheck, not to mention the team's overall figures. He was tired of hearing their excuses. But now what? The staff looked pretty beaten as they left today's meeting. Who could blame them? Although berating them felt good to Jake at the time, it was clearly not the right approach. Discouraged, Jake stood up, grabbed his jacket from the back of his chair, collected his files, and headed out of the conference room. He was meeting Christine for dinner later, but needed to make one stop first. Since becoming a manager, Jake had wanted to talk with his old baseball coach and get some pointers on leadership. Twice before today, Jake had promised Coach he would stop by the Little League field where Coach managed a summer team, and twice Jake had canceled. Although he felt more like going home and cracking open a cold beer, it would be too much to blow Coach off 3 times. I was going to continue reading because I probably should have just done the whole problem yesterday with the aftermath when I look at how long it is now, but the next chapter is going to be a bit longer, so we're just going to save that for tomorrow. So going over this chapter, wow, this is only 2 pages. So let me see. In the first page where he acknowledges that he compares himself to the Incredible Hulk, I think for one, it's actually really great, but also very important for people to understand, when you have, he doesn't have an attitude problem, but he understands he's doing something wrong and is trying to fix it. So it's good to understand that your circumstances have changed and that you have also changed, but you need to somehow create a solution to the things that have changed so you can improve your performance. I think that was really important. That's something that should have been pointed out. The guy that helped Jake get into the leadership position, if he's noticing that his team is in a slump, then obviously other people are going to notice. So even without the friendly warning, I think people are aware if you're in a bad situation. It's a good thing that he's noticing that they need to do something and he's trying to come up with a solution for it, because I think what a lot of people do is that they try and just kind of blame it on other people, but he understands that not because he is team manager, it is also his responsibility that his team members aren't doing so well, but that he also needs to improve himself so that the team can do well. Commendable that he does value his career as much as he values his relationship, because even though his girlfriend wants to settle down, he does want to continue moving forward with his career. But he's having a relationship is very difficult with or without a career. There's always problems in a relationship. No relationship is perfect, so I think being able to sort out his priorities is important. And then lastly, his coach that does the Little League, Jake understands that he can't blow him off 3 times, which I think everyone understands if you have to take a rain check, even even though you have these sometimes you have to take a rain check and there's nothing you can do about it. Once is okay, twice is kind of getting there, and then 3 times, if he has already promised that he's going to be there, I think it's also important to understand that you can't just cancel whenever you need to. If you make a commitment, you should go, that kind of deal. So this video was kind of short. Sorry, I didn't realize how short these 2 chapters were. I should have done that. So tomorrow we'll be going over What You See Is What You Get, and just quickly skimming from what I'm seeing right now. It's going to be over the process of how to identify the problem and then how to come up with the solution and everything. So again, if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to go at a faster pace, we can do longer chapters, or if I'll leave the link again down below. I couldn't find a PDF version of the book, so all I could find was the Amazon link, so that will be down below. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's Nerd Life number 3. I will see you tomorrow.